Hey, everybody. What is going on? What is happening? This is your girl, Style with Trysh host. But right here tonight, we're going to be hanging out with Swag Her magazine. And we have an amazing guest that's here to visit us on today. If you guys follow me at all, you know I always say, I'm going to hate on an author. And so this is another author that I'm about to hate on. But help me welcome none other than the beautiful, the talented, the multi talented guest today, none other than Aries Skye. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Trish. I'm so happy to be here.
It is awesome to have you. We're going to jump into the main reason why you're here tonight to discuss your upcoming release of your book titled Love on the Ninth Floor. I cannot wait to dig into that to see what that
Yeah.
is about because that sounds like it's juicy. But before we do that, I would like for you to give just a quick introduction of who you are, where you reign from, and what is your wife, mother. Share any information you choose to share with us.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I am Aries Skye. I am in the great state of Georgia, good Georgia peach. Woo! I am a wife, a mom, an author. I always say a wearer of many hats.
Yes,
A
yes.
many hats. But most, the thing that drives me the most,
Mhm,
within this literary realm is just being an
mhm,
author. It's everything that has sparked all the things that
mhm.
I now am a part of. And I love all things literary. So
Yeah.
it
So
is.
what was your introduction to, because I love books as well. And I remember, I'm probably older than you, but I remember our trips to the library at school and just the organization of the library, the smell of the books.
Mhm.
It just that was all incorporated into falling in. And then I'm a songwriter and I write poetry and all of that. So it
Yeah.
all plays into a part of my imagination. So when did you first find out that the literal world was going to be the path for you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess it's always been a part of my life because, like, growing
Mhm.
up, I was reading Bernstein Bears. Like, reading was the
Yes,
first.
girl.
So, and then as I grew older, it was like Sweet Valley High, Babysitters Club, all of those, all the things, all of that good 90s nostalgia. um,
Right.
but writing for me did not come into play until I read a book called Coming of Age by
Mm,
Lori Hewitt. I think
okay.
I was 14 or 15 when I read that book.
Mhm,
Lori Hewitt is a Black woman. Um,
mhm,
and I believe she went to Spelman. I think she went to Spelman,
mm,
but the book was about teenagers, and they were in high school. They were Black. They were inner city. It was my first time reading a book about someone who represented who I was, and
mhm,
like, oh, I could do this too. But I started out
mhm,
more with poetry, and then just kind of led into story writing. So, writing
mhm.
novels. It started with short stories, and then eventually, as I got older, writing novels. So,
Okay. And so it's just something that you said that you just were you fell in love with, and it was just because I understand it. It's something to eat, especially if you're a person, a creative, because our mind is um
always,
always going. And and I think that's why I'm so into movies as well, because I love the art of telling a story. I just
yeah,
love it, and how people come and run off with their own perception. But one of the things I love about what you just said was how you connected with it, with that specific author, and that she was your, what's the word I want to use, bridge
yeah.
into seeing yourself as an author. Now, do you have other, is this upcoming releases, this is going to be your first book, or do you have previous work that we can also check out?
So, this is my debut book under the pseudo of Aries Skye, but I
Okay.
also have another pseudo. Untamed, which I have plenty of works under that pseudo as well. That was my intro into being a
Okay.
published author is under Untamed. So as Untamed, that is the wearer of many hats.
Okay.
So,
So when you write up, because I have a girlfriend who she has is it pseudonym? Is that the correct way of saying it?
yes.
Okay. So she has a pseudonym. Why the use of a pseudonym?
Well, it could be for different reasons.
Okay.
For me, my reasoning for being now, I have two different reasons. I can tell you for Untamed what the reason was, and then for Aries Skye what the reason is. So
Okay.
Untamed, I am also a preacher's kid, a PK.
Come on
So
now.
exactly. And I love when I tell that story because for a long while, it
Hmm.
took me a minute to be able to get over the hump, so to speak. Want
Hmm.
to tell a story how I authentically wanted to tell it
Right.
because I had this stigma of being a PK over me.
Hmm.
And so when I finally let that go, I said, I'm untamed. I'm
Hmm.
box. I'm out of the box.
Oh,
And
that's smart. Hmm.
and ironically, my dad totally understood it. He was like,
Hmm.
I said,
Hmm.
no, hey, he's a preacher. He was like, no, you have to tell it the way you tell it, and you never know who you may reach. So
Exactly.
I said, well, cool. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have had to do but
So what is the aesthetic of your writing? Do you have are you romance, or have you done other I say aesthetics because that's fashion, but genres? What is your genre in when it comes to the work that you write?
so for Aries Skye, that's strictly Black romance. I went
Okay.
Avenue just solely and strictly for that because
Hmm.
that story or that niche of stories to me is so important to tell.
Yes, come on.
I love that. Now,
Mm.
the Untamed, you might get some, crime fiction, some urban fiction,
Oh,
you know, tales like that, which are also important. But
yeah.
this is Aries Sky's the softer side of me. So
Okay. Okay. That's good to know because you really don't see that many. Now see, that's a whole nother area I'm interested in too. I'm constantly watching, and I used to read, I'm dating myself, but the Nancy Drews, and I always love those type mysteries and crime type stories. I always love. So that is great to know. I'm definitely going to look up your work under Untamed and probably become a fan because I love that type of read. But I also like romance, and I remember my godmother used to read these romance novels, and on the covers of the romance novels, it was always not us.
right. Absolutely.
So share with us just share with us as much as you would like about Love on the Ninth Floor, what it's about, what we can kind of expect from reading it, and what inspired you to tell Black stories.
So Love on the Ninth Floor. I absolutely love this story. I love characters and I say that because it's fun and it's light and it's flirty, which is
Hmm.
a little different from our other writing, which can tend to sometimes get a little heavy when you're telling
Right.
certain stories. So I
Mm-hmm.
love that about it. I was just able to explore and kind of do a different type of release through my. This story is about Nisi and Kanan. Nisi is a dentist. She's young. She's zany. She's vivacious. She's
Mm-hmm.
about her business, and her sisters and her best friend. They're always like, you need. They're not too much of a pressure, but you see little instances where they're like, you need a man. It's always about always been about your business. Why don't you have someone? Give someone a chance.
Right.
And she's, to them, she basically says, hey, I'm just focused on work. But
Mhm.
internally, she wants someone, but she wants it to just be the right person because she wants to be a
Mhm.
relationship type of girl. She doesn't want just to be out here dating and wasting.
Right. Mhm.
So she is actually, when she meets Kanan, he's a firefighter. She's
Mhm.
about to go to lunch with her best friend. She's at work. She's the only person on this elevator. The elevator breaks down. She works on the ninth floor. So that's the
Mm.
link. It breaks down on the ninth floor. She hurts her ankle because it jerks. And she spends like a couple hours in there. They're trying to get her out to the point that they have to call fire and rescue. And
Mhm.
I wrote it during the pandemic. So, of course, that comes in.
Mm.
She's like, my foot is hurting. I'm hungry. I'm in
Mhm.
the elevator and I can see little coronavirus molecules. So she, she's like, get me out of here. And when the door opens, it's Canaan. And it's
Mm.
like a glorious ta-da to her. She's like,
You're right.
it's fine. I don't care about his foot or this food. This man is fine. And sees him, he has this dazzling smile, this upbeat
Mhm.
personality, tattoo sleeve, just he looks, his muscles are showing, and she's just like, oh my gosh. But
That's it.
hustle and bustle, she doesn't get a chance to talk to him, and she forgets his name. So
Mm.
her sister, her office is actually TikTok famous. They do TikTok dances, and so
Oh,
her
okay.
sister, who's social media illiterate, says, "Why don't you get on that Talk Tick thing and see if you can find him?" So she does, and she finally they go ultra viral with this video, and
Mhm.
they meet up and have the best thank you dinner ever. And
Wow.
but that's also where the drama begins. So
Okay. Good. So it sounds like it has some comedy in it. It has the seriousness of it, and I'm sure it has romance
yes,
in it. What I've always been curious about this because, like I said it earlier, I write songs and things of that nature. So naming a song, it usually correlates with either what the song is about or um the subject
yeah.
of the song. That's probably the same thing. How do you come up with the different names for the characters that you're going to have in each story?
So ironically, for me, one thing, and this is me, I guess, holding on to my PK roots.
Mhm.
And I do it very strategically. A lot of their names are
Mhm.
spiritual based.
Oh,
Nisi
wow.
is a part of like Jehovah Nisi.
Yeah.
Her name is Nisi, but in the book, you're thinking that she's named after her father, who's Nasante. But that's how I
Okay.
described Nisi. And then I created this alter story in the story about her being named after her father. Where
Okay. Okay.
Canaan, his last name is Jordan, like the River Jordan. So,
Yeah.
so
That's
yeah,
interesting. Look, and now you started out using these aliases at first to separate yourself, but you still making that connection.
exactly, exactly. I think it's so much a part of me that I would never completely stray away from it. And even
Right.
characters, a lot of my characters either are, I won't say spiritual, but their faith shows up
Mhm.
in different ways.
Mhm. Mhm.
For
And
instance, just even in this book, Kate, when they went on their thank you dinner, she
mhm.
said grace, and he did too, and he noticed that, and
Mhm.
he mentions it, like, wow,
Mhm.
there's grace. And so those little instances still populate in there for me because
Mhm.
it's just a part of me. So
Right.
that's the piece that I kind of take from book to book.
Right. Yeah, it's in your DNA. So now in this you are an avid author of many different books. For someone who has a story that they want to put in a book, what would be some of the first things that you would advise them to do? And this is like in the very genesis of it
Okay.
all.
So in the very beginning, especially if you're new, the first
Mhm.
thing that I will always tell anyone is to get you a writing mentor, so
Mhm.
who can help you, along that way, that process, because it can be it can be a little stressful, and it's
Mhm.
you're you haven't really studied it and you want to know what to do. But
Mhm.
the first base I would always say is to do an outline, gather your thoughts, and I live by what's called a character Bible. Because as you
Mhm.
can tell, I love my characters. So
Right.
I live by a character Bible. The outline I say is more for you plotting out your thoughts, like the story. What are
Mhm.
themes and what the story is going to be about and where do you want the story to go.
Mm-hmm.
But the character Bible is really plotting out your characters. And when I say Bible, it's like the only thing these people need at the end of this is a social security number.
Okay.
You create them literally from A to Z. Like you AI generate your character on paper. And
Wow.
it's like it's not just okay, name. It's like name, height, hobbies, scars, birthmark, birthday, where did they go to
Okay.
school? It creates an entire life for them. And so once you do that and you marry those things together, then that can help you actually sit down and type out your story. So
Wow.
I'm really a proponent of preparation before you just kind of
Yes.
go at it.
Yeah, and I think the key thing that you said was to get a mentor because you're going to need that guidance, especially in the very beginning. But it's interesting that you all say you said it's a character Bible. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
It's so close to other areas. We call it, and well, my PR team at the time called it avatar, creating your avatar, which is your ideal audience, your ideal person, I should
Yeah.
say. So it kind of sounds like it's similar to
Yes.
which that is fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
Creating your whole, I mean, even creating their career, their
Yes.
income, and it's very detailed.
It's very detailed. And that's the same way the character Bible is you create if they're in school, what school did they go to? What job do they have? How much money do
Mhm.
they car do they drive? Where do they live?
Right, right. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. I would never have put that. Well, which I don't understand why I would not correlate that with being able to write a book. So in this particular book, Love on the Ninth Floor, you talk about you love your characters. Do you have a favorite character in this particular novel? Who it is and why?
Oh my god. I would say my favorite I love all of these characters. This is a one book where I honestly say I love
So you
all of
can't pick one. It's like picking kids.
these kids, but I guess I'm gonna go. I always default to the main two characters, Nisi
Okay.
and Kanan, and I love them for different reasons.
Mhm.
Nisi, like I said, because she's very strong-willed. For her to be young, she's only 26, but for her
Okay.
to be very strong-willed, mentally, she
Mhm.
knows what she wants, and she's not gonna accept anything less than that.
Mhm.
And it's not anything that's over the top or crazy, but she's
Mhm.
like, I'm not about foolishness, okay?
Yes. She has
I,
a standard.
I, I, I'm a real woman, and if you want to be with me, you
Yes.
I will not be involved in a lot of debauchery that's going on, So, and Kanan is a good guy,
Mm,
and he has to have a realization, to come to Jesus moment about himself
okay.
um first, and
Mhm.
then but he realizes it, but to the heart, to the core, he is a
Mhm.
good guy. But
Mhm.
his brother, everyone, the people who've read the book, they love his brother as well. They love her
Mhm.
sisters and the best
Mhm.
friend. Like, they love his best friend. They might not want to ever date his best friend, but they love his friend because he's real and truthful.
Well, that is awesome. I love, like I say all the time, I love the minds of authors, but I also love what I love about this particular novel more than anything else. It shows our relationships. It shows that we are a people of romance as well. And I just loved the fact that we can pick up books now like we did back in the day, the old when the novels was really out, romance novels first really came out, and see reflections of ourselves.
Yeah.
So when does your book release? When is the launch? And where can we go to purchase it?
Yes, actually, the book just released on the 24th on
Oh,
for
okay.
online. The pub date is
Mhm.
November the 1st. So
Okay.
that it goes like nationally, starts going out to like bookstores and everywhere else. But
Okay.
definitely you can purchase it online. It's available on Amazon, the ever popular all consuming Amazon
Right.
place. And also available online at Barnes and Noble, Walmart, and also on my site as well, and Target too. So
Okay.
that's where you can go, and then soon it'll be in Walmart stores and Barnes and Noble.
Yes, we pray for so much success, not just with this novel. Being a singer songwriter, people will always and can always, no matter how many years have passed since you've released, material, people can always go back, reread it, or just discover it, years after. So much success for Love on the Ninth Floor, but also Untamed, books and releases that you've had from that as well.
Thank
We're
you.
about to jump off of here, but I do not want to jump off of here without you closing us out with some encouraging words. Inspire us, encourage us to either start, stay the course, or finish.
Yes, absolutely. So my theme is with my I have Untamed Publishing Business for Editing, and I
Mm,
always say allow us to help you unlock your unlimited writing potential. So
mm,
to those who are, aspiring new or even seasoned authors, sometimes you just need that encouragement. I
mm,
want you to unlock your dreams,
mm,
unlock your unlimited writing potential, and never be afraid of the word no. Because
mm,
you can have 1,000 no's, 10,000 no's, 20,000 no's.
mm.
Somebody is going to say yes.
Yes. Yes, I absolutely agree. And I wish my daughter was sitting in here right now so she could hear somebody else say, expect the no's. We don't
Ex-
hear no enough at all. And we have to be able to, like you say, and I love that you said unlock, because we are the ones who tie it up. We're the
yes,
ones who keep it in bondage until we decide to release it. So I love your spirit, love that you are doing this and representing us sister girls,
yes,
especially from Georgia, my
yes.
Georgia peaches. But again, guys, we want to thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Go and Google all things Aries Skye. You know, I say ain't nothing wrong with being nosy. Go be nosy. Go
Yes.
check out Aries Skye and purchase The Love on the Ninth Floor. It is currently available, soon to be available. You said November 11th everywhere. But go and check her out and support. Buy her out. Come on, y'all. Let's support
Yes.
each other. Let's lift each other up. She's an amazing woman, has a great vision and a great word to share with each of us. Anything else that you want to share? Do you want to share your social media handles for everyone?
Sure. I am on Facebook and also on TikTok as author Aries Skye, but I'm on Instagram as Aries Skye underscore. And so it is Sky is SKYE. So
Mhm. Mhm. And we have it on the ticker going below. So you see how the spelling of her name and also the title of her book. But thank you so much, Aries Skye, for hanging out with us. As we talked before we came on live, we will definitely stay connected. I'm going to look you up on social media so we connect there as well.
yes, please do. I want to connect with you definitely.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us here on tonight. Make sure, if you have not, to go and subscribe to Swag Her magazine, both on YouTube as well as all social media. Amazing publication, amazing people. As you see with Aries Skye tonight, she's represents Swagger magazine. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Aries. You guys be blessed. Have a great evening.
Good night. Thank you.
You're welcome.